I've never felt more alone than now. I've never felt more rejected than I do this very day. Everything hurts. My body, my mind, my soul hurts for you, people, for what you've done to one another, what you do to your fellow humans, your fellow kin. My mother and I had been discussing lineage. We discussed where I came from, and I'm 36% European and 26% Indigenous Americas, and some other odds and ends in there. 17% Irish, Scottish, and why go on? It's not important. My story is not important to anybody. The things that I've lived through are not important to anybody. Everyone else has gone through them, or they know somebody that has gone through it. And I am tired of having to fight to survive. I'm tired of being manipulated, mutilated. I'm sick and tired of you people. I don't want to play your stupid games. I'm not going to just prance right over and offer myself again to your stupid, nasty, disgusting facilities. No, thank you. That's not for me. I didn't do anything, so I don't deserve that treatment. I don't deserve to be treated like the animal that you are. So I am done. If anybody, and some people were like, well, they know where she's at. They'll just come and knock on the door and take her. I'd like to see you try, bitch. I would like to see you fucking try. I will hide away in my fucking mother's closet, store things in there, obviously, because my mother is naive to some of these facts. She doesn't go searching for this stuff that's going to harm me. I know I'm not a toddler, but the fact of it is that I'm sick and tired of you. I'm sick and tired of you offering me advice to go and turn myself into a psychiatric hospital when in actuality it's you people that need to be placed in there. You that needs to be taken off the streets for what you've done to me. Every single last one of you. That's why I made that video this morning. That's why it took this long for it to finally upload right now to YouTube. Because they have to go through the feds first. They got to make sure they have all their fucking incriminating evidence, right? The things that I do daily, the things that they want to try to sway others into believing that I've done, right? That's why you're manipulative cretins and monsters go online, you're trolls, to try to combat every fucking truth and fact that I have disclosed. I'm sick and tired of you people. I'm done. These angels that I talk about us, that live amongst us, that you're killing off, that you don't realize are actually purer than you. I don't care what I look like anymore. I don't care what I act like in front of you people. I don't care what you see or perceive. It's inaccurate. I'm done. I get made fun of. I get poked at. I get prodded at. I am 8 months fucking pregnant, having contractions on a fucking daily basis now because my body cannot withstand the amount of stress that I am under. The amount of stress and pain and suffering that I have endured during this pregnancy. I can't wait to be rid of this baby. I can't wait for him to have a chance in life, which he won't have because he won't have his mother's approval. He may be in the world, but since his mother didn't approve of it, didn't accept accept him, he's going to end up a psychopath just like his father. He's going to end up with a lot of fucking issues. So people are trying to get me to shut up, right? Right. People are trying to say that They're going to try to put me in jail. Try to at this point. I was being nice. I thought you were all joking. I thought you were just being playful. No, you just want to harass and abuse me and this baby. You just want to kill this baby. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted because that's what the father wanted. That's what the father anticipated. He didn't expect such a horrible, fucking, disgusting troll of a fucking woman to sit there and conceive and to bear his fucking child. Well, here we are. I'm stupid, I understand that. I'm ugly, I understand that. I'm naive, I understand that. I find the good in people prior to them exposed. That's my fault. Completely my fault. I thought that the officers were going to help me at some point. I thought that the government would help me just to resolve my trauma by placing the people behind bars that need to be placed behind bars. No, none of that ever happened because they do not care. If you do not place financial backing in their system, they will not care for you as a victim or an innocent bystander to all of these monsters. Angels. My mother's an angel. My brother is an angel. Literally and figuratively. They do things for people out of the kindness of their heart, even though they have nothing. They do things for others. They don't call them, they don't harass them, they don't manipulate them in that way. They don't try to get them to commit suicide. Knowingly. Because if they knew I hurt this badly, they wouldn't say the things that they've said to me. You wouldn't have said the things. None of you. I tried to explain to you I wasn't well. I tried to explain to you that this wasn't fair, this wasn't right, and you didn't listen. And I don't care what you see.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. I'm trying to dye my daughter's hair now, so that's where I've been. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Cynthia.
I don't care if you see all this haggard sad. That's what I want you to see. I want you to see what I live through on a daily basis, knowing that you've fucking hurt me. This is what's inside. This is what I harbor. This is she. You people are sick. You are no angels. You're the opposite. You're fucking devils. I had one of the trolls, the one that leaves me some harassing messages lately. She left me a voicemail. Of course, it's always convenient timing, right? It's always convenient timing when it's a certain thought, when it's a certain upload, when it's a certain time frame, right? How coincidental. How coincidental. She left me a voicemail, yet this time it wasn't harassing. Not so much, anyway. Telling me that I wasn't ugly, and then I needed to realize that people were actually watching. I don't believe that. I don't believe that people are backing me up. I don't believe that people care. Because I see the comments, I see the temperament of the individuals that subscribe to me. And I feel sorry for a majority of them. I feel ashamed for being a human and having to be classified as one of them. That's what bothers me. Because never in my life did I presume that there were so many toxic, evil people. I went and stayed with someone that I had gone to elementary school with. I stayed with him for a couple of weeks, somewhere around there, at least a week or so. And I realized there's nobody I can get along with. Absolutely nobody that I care about in this world. People tell me stupid shit. They say the stupidest comments. They say, don't aggravate the cops. I'm sorry, who the fuck are the cops? I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, you're trying to detain me. Oh, you're trying to harass and abuse me. So what you're saying is, don't aggravate the bullies because then they'll bully me more. Oh, I see. They're the ones that are trying to get me to commit suicide and have been for years. Ah, I see. Because if it ever was disclosed that they didn't do their jobs properly, then they would be fucked. They would be fired. They would be displaced and detained. Huh. That's why I kept my mouth shut, because I didn't want to hurt anybody. I didn't want anybody else to feel as poorly as I do at this very moment. But what I realize is you don't give a fuck because they placed financial backing into your system. And it takes years and years of progressive research and calculated fucking documentation and recorded, audio and video so that you can take somebody to actual fucking prison. So the fact that there is no investigation that has been done properly in my circumstance, and the fact that you're trying to get me on shit when I clearly stated in the last message, I placed that disclaimer in one of the prior videos, one of my very first videos, that stated that I wasn't trying to incriminate anyone. So I need you to realize what you're doing wrong. I need you to slap your own dicks. I need you to go ahead and just go jump off your own bridge. Or we'll take a long walk off a short pier in the middle of the fucking ocean where there are sharks. So, because you act like sharks, I figure you'll survive, right? I mean, you're so demonic. You're not angels whatsoever. I think the angels among us are the ones that are shy and quiet and do things in the shadows that are beneficial for others. The ones that don't fucking bitch at people until the very end. The ones that don't fight back. The ones that are sweet and kind. Those are the angels. The ones that offer back to whomever and however they can. When they think outside of themselves, when they're thinking about others. I can hardly do that. I sit in my head all day long now because I've been bullied so much. I've been harassed by the officers. I've been bullied. I'm traumatized. I can't progress. Everybody said, no, you can get over it. With more abuse, more harassment, more trauma, you can get over those other traumas. So far, I haven't. So far, I look worse and worse some days. And then I try to make myself feel better. So there's that certain occasion where I finally shower, finally do my hair, finally slap a little fucking makeup on so I don't look like a fucking man. I know I look like my father. I see his face in the mirror every fucking day. The trauma behind that, you know? To see your abusers in your mind and relive those moments so clearly and vividly. You try to make it out to be like they did it for you. They're angels still. Everybody's got a little bit of angel and devil inside of each person. And then you just try that Stockholm syndrome. I realized when you don't realize that you're kidnapped.
Oh, there she goes. Thank you, Pinup Pumpkin. Hey, it's okay. Come here. She wanted to dye it red. We have brown hair, so it's probably going to be a pretty, auburn color. I'm excited to see it. I'm not a big fan of dyeing colors.
Captors or abusers are the ones that are actually doing it. And you still love them because they're the only ones in the world that will take care of you, either financially or physically or whatever, emotionally in some ways. What is wrong with you people? You should feel it yourselves. I don't want to play your stupid games anymore. And now that I do have the fucking attention of people, I feel as though it would be much better if I tried to commit suicide on camera. Because I tried to tell people about that years ago. I didn't inform anyone. I don't think that you understand all these attempts happened in the shadows and they weren't for me seeking attention. But now, why not? I'm 8 months pregnant. It would be perfect for the story if I ended up killing myself off due to the fact that these people are revoking my fucking bond, are trying to scare me more, scare me into submitting and shutting my fucking mouth about this guy when he's a fucking rapist. There is no other way to fucking explain or to describe. There is no other word. If a woman is asleep and a man wakes up and violates her, penetrates her without her consent, before she's woken up fully, that is rape. So I don't understand why somebody would be stupid enough to even state on my fucking shit about if a man wakes up aroused, like it's my fault. No, you don't violate someone you don't fucking know. We were strangers. We were complete fucking strangers to one another, aside from you knew more about me than I knew about you. So that's the sick part. So the fact that you did know more and you knew you could just harass me and get away with me, this isn't a blessing. I don't know what the fuck you people are thinking. I will always harbor resentment toward this and this right here. So I'm pretty fucking sure. I just don't give a fuck about you people. I don't. You have caused me to detach from any emotions, positive emotions toward this child. The father was not around. There was no one to help it grow inside of me aside from me. And now I just don't care. People messaging my mother saying some bullshit about CPS, and no one cares. I was a wonderful mother with my daughter, and I will not do that again. Not this way. I won't. Without a father, without any of it, without any financial support, any items, any material things to help it, what am I going to do? Give birth in the tub. Get as many photos and videos as possible, and then what? Then call CPS myself, because I won't have any milk to feed it. There won't be any breast. There will be no breast for this child. This child is its father's child.
I'm trying to really listen to her to see if there's something that I need to be recording and sending it off. I know. Yeah, Auntie Green. That's why I got my phone out ready to text this if she says something.
And he should go off with his father. No other person. Be with the trauma that created you. Go be with the trash that created you. So regardless of whatever his standing is, whatever kind of honors he has, whatever paper trails he has, no, my interaction still stands at that. Like, you're pathetic. Like, you were that desperate, you wanted to fuck a disgusting piece of fucking trash like me? Nice. That makes you look bad, not me. That doesn't make me look bad at all. That makes me look decent, actually, because I spoke up about it. It took me a minute. Yeah. But yeah, that's hilarious. I think that's funny that you would even presume to believe that I would give a fuck. That I would give a fuck about you after you didn't give a shit about me. You don't give a shit about anybody. You don't give a shit about your fucking offspring. None of it. Why would I care? The US government doesn't care. That's what they teach you, pieces of trash in the military. That's what they teach you. Don't care about other things because it could be taken from you at any time, so why not take from others? That's the mentality you have, that when you come out of the fucking system like that, that's all you're worth. You're psychologically damaged. You're completely damaged. So, yeah. I just wanted to video what my response is to these pieces of fucking worthless trash that think their words matter to me and that their opinions matter to the world around us. I just want to clarify some things. I just want to explain to people what you look like. Angels. Demonic forces. Demonic beings is what you are. Not angels. Not at all. I don't know how you could even perceive it as that. I think that's hilarious. Hilarious. I don't want to be around anyone anymore. There's nothing that can be given to me, offered to me, or taken from me that would alter my frame of mind right now. If anybody were to come near me right now, I would jump up, go over to that fucking bathroom, and drink what's under the sink. So, and I would make sure that I would tilt the video so that it would be directly on what I had just done. That way there's no ifs, ands, or buts about what truly went down that day. So I try to keep a camera on me at all times because I want to capture this. I want to capture my passing because people drive me fucking insane. And they act like it's my fault. You're trying to make me believe that I'm the criminal for speaking out. You're trying to make me believe that I'm crazy for trying to kill myself. In actuality, that's exactly what happens with a victim. You've made me a victim. I'm a victim of my circumstances. I'm a victim to any military man or any official. Like I'm their prey. And I knew that because I came in contact with a bunch of random people. And I thought, man, what if I did disappear? Fuck it, that's amazing. I would love that because I'd rather be dead right now. I keep praying that I die when I give birth. That way I don't have to fucking see any of it anymore. That way I don't have to see this kid. That way I don't have to be fucking held responsible for anything. I don't want responsibilities like that. The father didn't give a shit. The father has no responsibilities aside from sticking his penis in random women that are asleep and going off and fucking his fucking wife or whatever the fuck she is by day. So, yeah, I don't care. The fact that you couldn't fix this years ago just proves that I'm trash. Absolute proof that I have never meant anything to the U.S. government. I've never meant anything to anyone around me. My mother came home with a bunch of groceries with my brother. I'd purchased a half gallon of orange juice for him approximately a week ago. And it had expired about a day or so ago. That's the expiration that was on it. And I know clearly that it's still able to be drank. But my mother discarded it today. She left it on the counter because my brother didn't drink it. I brought it for him. It was clearanced out, and I brought it because I thought that it would be something he could have that was a little bit more beneficial than all the sugars and carbs that he's been eating, and have some sort of vitamins in it, like at least some vitamin C, and there was added vitamin D. He opened it last night, took one sip out of it. It was placed back into the fridge, and now today it's sitting on the counter as my mother went to go see my brothers. And I don't know what to say about that. Why was my orange juice not good enough? When they brought in the groceries, I checked the receipt to see if my mother had used all the coupons I had given her and everything, and whatever, that the prices came out all right. She brought another half gallon of orange juice. And I thought, why wasn't my orange juice good enough? Why did you have to buy another one? Why? I just go questioning. My whole life is going around questioning the sanity of everyone else. Because I'm the one that's being told that I'm insane for having these emotions toward their abuse. That my reactive abuse is the initial abuse. And it is not. And it never has been. So the fact that I have hated this child, that's my reactive abuse toward the fact that I've been neglected and violated and abused during these months. And knowing since March 10th that there was an active warrant for my arrest. Still going around wondering, this can't be right. They'll have to fix it beforehand. I shouldn't have to go to jail as a pregnant woman that was raped. They clearly don't understand what they're doing. They clearly need some help. They need some mental help. So I waited and I thought, why do I care whether or not they like me? Because I don't. I don't care if you don't like me. The fact of it is that I'm not a criminal. The fact of it is that I didn't do anything wrong. I filed for a rape. You haven't seen it as a rape. Instead, you wanted to save his ass. So you placed mine in the line of fire, and you placed my story in the line of fire like that. So all I could do was try to preach to anyone and everyone that could fucking listen, and left a trail everywhere I went and made phone calls to all of these facilities and all these shelters and all these places because I was scared as fuck, knowing that you people control this earth. You demonic beings, satanic individuals, the opposite of angels, remember, because the angels that walk among us, they don't act that way. It's all you fools, you cretins, you barbarians, the ones going after one another, the ones that have no lives. So you turn it around and you destroy everyone else's because you're not satisfied in some way or another. I am sick of you people. I would rather be dead than to deal with any one of you ever again. And when I get to that point, and if I ever scream for help again, please do not resuscitate. No one. That's why I will not be trying to attempt to go to any more of my doctor's visits. And I don't give a fuck if they say that that's endangering the baby. No, you endangered me by placing a warrant, an active warrant, and now I could have the possibility of getting stopped and getting sent to jail since every fucking officer is out to get me. They have photos, they have videos, they get told you need to treat this one as a violent offender, because that's how I was treated, with the cuffs being so tight the last time I was fucking arrested by the city of Hot Springs. It wasn't the county that had done it. So, you sick perverts, I don't know what it is about you. I don't know why you would want to tie up a fucking 7-month pregnant bitch at that time. Now I'm 8 months pregnant. Do you think I give a shit about talking nicely to you? Fuck no. Bust my teeth out. I don't give a fuck. You do not deserve my respect. You don't deserve God's respect. You don't deserve the respect of those peers around you. Just like the father of this child. I'm trying so hard to be about this. I'm fucking back within a certain time with him. I'm sick and tired of women finally getting the backbone to stand up for themselves and do what they want. We're mistreated for showing them the facts, the thing. If you can do it. So I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm not trying to be flirtatious. When I talk to you fucking pieces of trash, there's no flirtation there. I don't know what you perceive, but obviously you're incorrect. And your sick delusions are incorrect and inaccurate. So whatever you see is clearly wrong. There have been plenty of people that could vouch for my character. Plenty of character witnesses out there, and I'm thinking of quite a few of them, that would say she was slightly flirtatious, but not to the point where she was a whore, not to the point where she invited me or we should go out and do anything perverse, even if they touched me, even if they held me, even if we got close, even if we exchanged a kiss. There's no salvation for the father of this child. The fact that I'm going to have to hide to give birth, and the fact that I'm going to have to do it in dangerous conditions of having to do it in my mother's bathtub and not be able to call the ambulance, not be able to go to the hospital for fear of my own life, for fear of being incarcerated, for fear of all of this, I'm not going to show up to court on July 25th. I'll Zoom in there. Yeah, you can fucking come and get me, bitch. And remember what I told you about that in a fucking cup, bitch. especially that trash ass fucking putrid jail. You fucking wanted me to drink fountain, right? This fucking disgusting trash ass jail in Bentonville. Oh my fucking God. I walk in there and they want me to put my fucking hands where all the filthy fucking handprints are on the metallic that's behind there because they never sanitize shit because the officers, it's not their job. I'm sorry, what? Psh, you're a piece of shit, bitch. So this cunt tells me to put my hands on the fucking wall and it's like the stainless steel or whatever, not been cleaned off. I was like, I'm not fucking touching that, bitch. Like, look at that. That's too real, bitch. So,
all right, I'm not sure what's going on with her internet. It did this last time. I'm so sorry, but I have to rewind this because I want to clip it for this lady. So I apologize, but I need to get this part.
You fucking pieces of trash. There's no flirtation there. Sick delusions are incorrect and inaccurate. Clearly wrong. There have been plenty of people that could vouch for my character. It was a whore. Not to the point where she invited me or we, even if they touched me, even if they helped me, even if, there's no salvation for the father of this child. The fact that I'm going to have to hide to give birth, and the fact that I'm going to have to do it in dangerous conditions of having to do it in my mother's bathtub and not be able to call the ambulance, not be able to go to the hospital for fear of my own life, for fear of being incarcerated, for fear of all of this, I'm not going to show up to court on July 25th. I'll zoom in there. Yeah, you can fucking come and get me, bitch. And remember what I told you about that? In a fucking cup, bitch. Especially that trash ass fucking putrid jail. You fucking wanted me to drink fountain, right? This fucking disgusting trash ass jail in Bentonville. Oh my fucking God. I walk in there and they want me to put my fucking hands where all the filthy fucking handprints are on the metallic that's behind there because they never sanitize shit because the officers, it's not their job. I'm sorry, what? Psh, you're a piece of shit, bitch. So this cunt tells me to put my hands on the fucking wall and it's like the stainless steel or whatever, not been cleaned off. I was like, I'm not fucking touching that, bitch. Like, look at that. That's too real, bitch. So they wanted me to put my hands on this filthy sterling silver fucking handprint, nasty crack hand, fucking crack and meth and whatever the fuck's all over these people's hands. They wanted me to contaminate myself at 7 months pregnant by doing that. Then the bitch tells me, take off your flip-flops, walk over to the bathroom, across this hallway, and pop a squat. I said, I'm not walking barefoot on this floor. What in the fuck? I didn't say it like that. Believe me, I was very, very calm. I was very, very submissive, very, very compliant. And I said, you're serious. You want me to get barefoot in a nasty facility where, first of all, I am not a criminal. Second of all, I did not falsify the fucking documents, so I don't even know why I'm fucking here. Third of all, I'm disabled. So, I don't know. And there's plenty of go-ons there, all right? There's plenty of against my constitutional rights and my safety and the hazards that happened in Bentonville fucking county, in Benton County Jail. All right? The conditions are very bad. They are mistreated in there. I'm telling you now, it is not humane. So they wanted me to walk barefoot over to this restroom to pop a squat. Okay. Thank God it was at least a female officer. Thank God for that. I sure as fuck would have acted out if it were a male trying to tell me to go do that shit. Fuck no. Against my constitutional rights and privacies. Violation sexually. So as I'm in there popping a squat, she tells me, I'm going to need you to cough harder. Okay, first of all, I hadn't peed. I hadn't gotten to go to the restroom because I was in transit for 4 hours. She wanted me to pop a squat, didn't offer me to use the restroom at all. All right. So by the time she mistreated me and acted as though I'm a fucking criminal, she had me, nude, whatever. That was degrading enough. Who the fuck? What is going on? Like I'm not already disgusted enough that many people have already seen my trash ass body. Okay. You have violated me so much just through all of this crap, through having to place me in confines. You do not even realize why I had that panic attack. Okay. And they have footage of it. And if I requested it for a lawsuit, that would have to have happened because you did not take care of me as a disabled citizen, nor did you care about me as a pregnant woman.
All right, sorry. I don't know. Yeah, it's her internet's messing up. I don't know if right now she's in Garland County, but I just went to their website and sent a message, asked if there was any way someone could go check on her. So far, I just got a text back from that lady. I sent her the clips, and she said, "Oh my." Yeah, so oh my, let's get someone to go check on her, please. Because I swear, if anything happens to this baby, everybody's saying, oh, we know about her. We know, we know. So if y'all know, y'all better keep that fucking baby safe. It's ridiculous.
Violation, plenty of them. So, and there's got to be footage of when I came in and how appropriate I was and how polite I was. And I was telling them, like, no, I'm not going to do that shit. Like, that is harassment. That is a violation of my well-being. They wanted a pregnant woman to contaminate herself amongst all of these trash ass individuals that have had drugs on them, that have had shit on the bottoms of their feet, have walked through there, have fungus. That's what they wanted. You wanted to contaminate me and my baby. You wanted me to get a viral infection from being placed in detained like that. You wanted me to get all this so I could pass it to my child and make it out to be like it was me. No, there are plenty of blood work. That's why I get blood work essentially every single time I go to the doctor. Are you sure you can't run some blood work? Are you sure you can't just gather some of my fucking blood so I know that I can keep track of where I was, exactly who has violated me and who has given me certain diseases and infections? That's why I do these things, because God told me I had to keep track of myself, and God told me that I had to do these things in order to bring it back up to the people that are violating me. So by the time we get back over into the booking area, I asked I said, the female officer, I'm sorry, I have to call her by what she is, a cunt. So actually, I told the cunt, I said, and I wasn't rude, not to her face, but I told her, and I even told her when I was popping a squat and she forced me to cough harder, I was like, I am going to sue the shit out of this place. There's nothing right about what is going on in here or how you guys are treating others and how disgusting the facility was when I saw it. That's why I leave reviews at restaurants as well. Honest reviews about the toxicity or the nasty area, the cleanliness and whatnot, the hygiene. Because people need to be made aware of this. So I'm actually very grateful that I went to their facility so I could call this out for the other ladies, because they didn't have sanitary like conditions within there. There was black mold in the showers in the big pod, and the bunks were right next to each other, but they treated them like animals. The officers treated them like they would scream at them and have them line up and shut and everything, and they would scream down to them as if they're inhuman, like as if they were animals. No wonder they get out of there be feeling like they need to act like animals again, because you are psychologically abusing them. You are not just physically.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I don't know which arrest. Probably the one from her last warrant. Yeah. So the lady told me, she said, because she said, oh my. And I said, she's live. I don't know what to do, or I didn't know what to do. And she said, our sheriff's department is on it. Our lead CID investigator actually has history with her on and off her medication. She says when she's medicated, she actually functions pretty well, but clearly she is off now. And I said, yeah, she doesn't take those anymore. She just smokes weed. So I don't know if she means that they're watching now and maybe going to visit her now, or if they're just stacking the evidence on the fucking desk. I don't know, but I'm starting to get irritated. I don't want anyone hurt. I guess this is why I'm trying to fucking contact people.
Abusing them, and by detaining them and removing them from their loved ones and removing them from their comforts, which is actually beneficial to healing and any kind of criminal activity, which is actually just mental disorders. So what I'm saying is, I had to go through that to witness what was going on, and the man that was in the cell that was shoving paper into his penis hole, and then there was blood, and apparently he was vomiting and everything. I didn't want to see it, but I overheard, and I heard him screaming, and I heard him gagging. I didn't want to see any of it. I didn't want to traumatize myself more. So as I had discussions with some of the ladies in there to try to get my mind off of it, the officers were really bitchy, and
sorry, I want to listen to this. I told her, I said, yeah, she doesn't take that stuff anymore. She only smokes weed. She said, yeah, it doesn't seem to be as effective. I said, definitely not. She thumbs upped it. I asked her, though, I said, will she be checked on soon, or do y'all have to wait? So, I'm not trying to get on this lady's nerves, but she's pretty nice. She is nice. She's actually really nice. So hopefully she will write me back and have some good news. I know she can only do so much, but I can't stand it, because a lot of times it's like you have to wait until it's too late for them to do something, and then obviously it's too fucking late. Does anyone know how much time it's usually? I don't know. I heard it was for a long time. Oh, you're welcome, Julie Jill. I know that's the only reason why I still covered her, was because she was pregnant. She was too much for me, and then I realized she was pregnant and how she was acting about the baby, so I stuck around, and now I'm I care about that baby. I care about that baby way more than she cares about him. So now I'm attached, and I feel like I cannot leave until I know the baby is okay. It is very frustrating. It's very frustrating because it's what do y'all need? And then it's worse because they're oh yeah, we know about her. We know what's going on. Whenever she just said we're on it. Okay. Does that mean they're on it? Y'all are going to do something today, or you're on it? There's just a file that's sitting on a fucking desk for these last few months. Yeah, she's in Arkansas. I don't know. It's just really frustrating because, she says that all the time. Do you have to wait? This is what aggravates me. Whenever you really need cops sometimes, and they're oh, well, we can't do anything. But then then it's too late.
And I asked one officer to use the restroom when I first got there. And because I was thirsty, I said, well, can I have some water? They didn't have a drinking fountain at this facility. So they told me to drink out of the tap in the booking restrooms. It smelled like urine in there. It smelled like urine. There was urine all over the place. The little faucet, it was dribbling over the spigot, which means that when people were washing their hands or trying to drink water, that they were touching the metallic there, the stainless steel. No, that still harbors bacteria and germs, bitch. I'm not going to sit there and gobble up water from that. I'm not a criminal. I did not falsify a fucking report. There was no falsification of a document. You're going to make me fucking drink out of a spigot that's dribbling out of a faucet? Hell no. I told him, I was like, no. So they kept me detained. I was in booking approximately 8 hours without any water. When I was being transported, I asked the officers, because they said, we would get you something to eat, but since you're on a special diet, we can't. We're going to stop at like Burger King or whatever. We can't get you anything. And I was like, okay, that's for the best. I don't eat that trash food anyway. And I think that's actually how I said it. So they gave me a packed lunch. And by the time I was about to eat the lunch, it was right before we had gotten to the facility, approximately 3.5 hours after, the initial transport. And I started peeling my orange. And I got to that point, but I was so nauseous due to motion sickness and having my hands behind my back. Yes, at one point I took my cuffs off. Yes, they were placed kind of firmly, but I'm double jointed. So I took the one off so I could be comfortable in the back seat for a moment. And then we stopped for gas. So I knew that they knew that I had taken my cuffs off. And then I placed it back in there because I knew that they would bitch about it. And I'm thinking, are you serious? You're going to fucking detain me. You're going to mistreat me. You're going to treat me like an animal for filing a rape. Oh, because the man was former military. And you don't want to allow that type of a story to get out there. I see. So you're going to abuse me and try to keep my mouth shut, when in actuality, Leticia doesn't shut her fucking mouth. She doesn't. She may be kept down for a moment, but then she pops up like a fucking daisy, bitch. So, yeah, the fact of it is that they violated me. They violated my constitutional rights. They violated me as an individual, as a pregnant woman. They actually, for those days, never gave me any vitamins.
Welcome back, Cynthia. I'm glad you came back. I was worried about you. I really was. You calm down. Good. Calm down. It's okay. We're trying. I clipped a couple of things and I sent it off. She hasn't wrote me back yet. I said, are y'all going to be able to check on her today, or do y'all have to wait? She hasn't wrote me back. Can the state use her own vlogs against her in court? Yes. That's how they are getting a second warrant. Hey, chill out. She talks whenever I talk all the time. A couple of days ago, she did a video about the guy who supposedly did that to her, Jason Wallace, and she showed his whole LinkedIn account. That was in the court papers. That's why she pretty much violated. And she continues to record herself. It just irritates me. I don't understand how they are not getting to the point where they're scared. Like, you would think that they, hey, Missy, calm down, please. You would think that they would get to that point where they're scared. God forbid if anything does happen. Everybody knows. They already knew about her. So if something happens, blood is on their hands.
So for an entire week, I was without any vitamins. I had lost 3 to 4 pounds. I think it was at precisely 3 pounds during that containment of approximately 6 days. So what I was saying about the transport, the officer was driving all erratically. He was driving on the other side of the road when he was transporting me down these rural country roads. So I was actually pretty excited. I thought, hopefully we'll turn over and we'll all die in transport. And I was saying some prayers in the back, and I was singing a little bit, but they closed the door because they knew I was praying for them. I prayed, what is that? The prayer that you say during exorcisms, because I could tell these men needed to be exorcised spiritually. There was something wrong with them for having transported and detained a pregnant woman like they had. They need some help. They need psychological help. So, unfortunately, we didn't have a good rapport. They mistreated me in the sense that when they promised me that they would get me some food, and then they didn't have that obligation anymore since I had a packed lunch that I never ended up eating, like I said, and was right about to go into the facility, and the man told me I had to discard it. So I didn't get to eat for many hours. So, of course, the Garland County was actually very cordial, very polite, and offered me the orange, offered me at least peanut butter sandwiches and things, and some of the cookies that I told them specifically, can you make sure there's no.
Hey, Susie. She was just threatening to off herself, and now she's talking about the officers and, the per usual. It's just getting sad and scary. The closer she becomes, like, it's just going to get worse.
No milk products in there. They were very, very accommodating. I loved them. They've dealt with me before, Garland County. So when I was staying there, they understood that, yes, my mental health, what was waning because I was hungry and I was fatigued. And then also, too, they understood that I was doing a lot of singing and dancing and praying and things like that. And when I would write things down and they told me to clean up my messes, I would, because I didn't want to leave a mess. It wasn't that. It was just proving a point. I need some time to talk to somebody, and I need somebody to help me. And nobody helps people like me, because even when I was detained in Garland County 2 years ago for 3 months, 3 years ago, for 3 months approximately. When I was detained there, they didn't offer me a public defender as a disabled citizen, which I found out later on was a discrepancy, because you're supposed to issue a public defender in a disability when it comes to the person being disabled. Because regardless of how competent I am during some senses and sometimes, when I'm under severe stress, I detach.
Yeah, this is what I was kind of looking forward to her having court at the end of this month, because I was like, okay, she'll probably be in custody whenever she gives birth. So then they will take her straight to the hospital, and then CPS can come in. Now, I don't know. I'm just getting really aggravated. Surely they know exactly where she's at. I'm pretty sure they know where her mom lives. So I don't understand why they will not go check on her. First of all, I don't know if the warrant is active already, but they should still check on her because she's threatening her and the baby. I just freaking sent proof. And plus, supposedly they've been hearing it from different people in different areas, different stations, CPS, law enforcement, etc. So I don't understand why nobody's checking on her. So that worries me, because I'm like, well, she was just saying, since she has a warrant, if she has the baby or she's starting to give birth, if she goes into labor, she doesn't want to go to the hospital. Because she doesn't want to go to a hospital, she has a warrant, which it's stupid, because obviously they know where you live, so they could just come pick you up. But I'm like trying to think all these scenarios through. I pray for that baby all the time. And I pray for her that she'll get like healthy and happy, but I really do pray for that baby. Yeah, I don't know. It would make me feel better. She was already in custody, so they could take her whenever she goes into labor. But my question is, if you are seeing that she's threatening herself and the baby, and you are not going to go check on her, are you going to go check on her whenever she doesn't show up for court? And I'm also wondering what her mom would do. Would her mom make her go to the hospital? Would her mom call? Would her mom just let her go out in the woods and have a baby? Never freaking know, man.
And there is no signature there. What are you talking about? Like later on, there's nothing there. There's so much stress. You got that under false pretenses, that signature, because I didn't know what was going on, know what you were doing. You told me it was going to be okay. That's what I went off of. That's what you told me. And you told me that I didn't need these things. So I didn't have a public defender, and that's why I was in there for that long. My mother had to plead for me because they always have to notify my mom because they're like, holy shit, there's something really wrong with this girl. Like, she is so innocent in that way. She has no idea that we're calling her a criminal. And I didn't. So when all of this came back around and I was like, I had this criminal record, I'm like, what are you talking about? That stops me from getting jobs. That stops me from getting, assistance here and there, even if they are just misdemeanors. That stops me because that makes me look bad. That means that people saw the assault on 2 family members that I was acquitted of, and they realized, like, this girl is aggressive. I'm not aggressive. I never did that. I was hyped up on hydrocodone, but I didn't get physically violent that day. I might have been talking mouthy a little bit, but that does not mean that they had the right to fucking physically assault me. Not at all. Regardless if it was on their property. And why would I be the one to call the police then? And I was the only one with any marks on me. Some people need to do some more studying about things because they don't know how to properly investigate a situation. So back to what happened over at the jail. They wanted me to drink out of that disgusting spigot. I refused. I went hours without getting any water. They ended up giving me a meal. They gave me an evening meal. Well, the only thing that I could kind of eat were the carrots on the tray. So there was a woman there, and she was kind of huddled up into herself, getting down off of, and I could tell she was fucked up. And when we made eye contact, I was like, oh, what's up with this lady? And she apparently was in there for like a DWI, or actually it was a DUI. It had gotten to that extreme because this is what she said anyway. I don't fucking know if it's true or whatever, but from her demeanor, she had all of her teeth and she had decent hair. So I have to presume that either she was just getting away with it or she was just, I don't know what was going on there. She asked me if I could give her my juice or whatever water in the container. That's all they allotted me. So she asked me because she was detoxing from the alcohol, and immediately I said, yeah, sure. So I gave her all of my juice or water or whatever it was. So I had a few bites of those carrots. I was extremely dehydrated, and she was complaining that she was extremely dehydrated because she was just, she was drunk and she was coming off the alcohol and she needed more water. Could I have, because she had my water? And I was like, sure, why not? Like, I don't care. Like, take from a pregnant woman and her child. I don't care. Like, what's it to me? I'm already in jail for a reason that I didn't fucking a criminal offense I didn't commit. So why not? Steal from me. I don't care. Rape me. I don't give a fuck. It's already happened. It is what it is. So I didn't have anything to drink. And then I sat there for hours and I was talking a lot to the girls. So I was even more dehydrated because I was nervous. And that's what caused me to have panic attack. I was so under such severe amount of stress. All I can remember is the woman hovering over me finally and asking me something about if I was Collins or something, or if I were in tapping me or something like that. I can't remember if she touched me or not. I'm going to be completely honest. But when she guided me over to the restroom, because I remember I needed to use the restroom. And at one point I was denied the ability to use the restroom while I was in booking because one of the cunts behind the desk, the one with this big fake stuff, her last name was it? Started with a K, but I call her cunt because you don't do that to somebody. You don't do that to another human being that was just asking to use the restroom. And what she had done was there were a few people that had gotten up, a few ladies that came up to the counter. And I was like, oh crap, because I stood up right as 2 other people had approached the counter and it had already irritated them. And I was standing there and I didn't want to sit back down because I needed to ask to use the restroom. So I asked her, I said, may I use the restroom? And she said, no, sit down and face the front. I was like, oh, okay, like that doesn't seem okay. So when I did that, and I was trying, and I looked over to my right, and on the wall there was something about respect in relationships and how you should offer respect to one another. And I thought, clearly she doesn't know how to read, and I should feel pity for her, and I should pray for her because she doesn't know who she's harassing. And what was her name? Kay. Her last name was Kay. Kay. She's a bitch. And I don't care if I fucking disclose this shit. I don't care if she came after me. I have no fear of any of these people because these are the honest truths. This is how people, react to me and my hideousness and my proper grammar, or whatever, my proper um, sentencing, phrasing. So this bitch, and I call her that because I'm traumatized. I have nothing else good to say about this woman. I had told her that I needed to use the restroom. She told me to face front. I sat there, and I also had asked her too about using the phone as I was sitting in booking. And she said no. I wasn't able to make my phone call until I got back to the pod. And I said, well, that seems strange because over in the Garland County, they allow you as many phone calls as you need to find somebody to help you. And she was like, well, you only get one phone call here. One phone call, and you better make it count. And they didn't even give me my ID number, so I didn't know how to call out. So I didn't know, and it was really difficult to like read the paper and understand. This happened to me too when I was jacked up on a bunch of pharmaceuticals when I had first ended up in Garland County, and everyone knew I didn't know how to use the phone. And I didn't know how to ask how to use the phone because I have social anxieties. So but they didn't know how to be nice to me because they thought I was a criminal. They thought that I had really threatened my daughter's life and that I was harassing my ex-husband, and it's not true. So then when they got to know me, they were like, oh my God, like there's something wrong here. Like, she's the sweetest person. She just doesn't know any better. And she incriminates herself with her words. And that's what they use against her, which is a violation of my constitutional rights of freedom of speech. So, and I didn't know that, and I didn't know these things until they were going on, and it was after the fact. So in booking, they told me I couldn't have any phone calls. So I was like, oh my God, like, how am I supposed to notify my mom so that she can know that I'm scared? Like, they finally brought me to a place where I'm scared. And so then I sat there for approximately 30-45 minutes, had gone by, and she had left. The officer had left. They switched staff. They switched shifts. So there was a different set of officers that had come in, which there was a skinny female officer and a larger gentleman officer that was very, very nice. And so his temperament, he was very accommodating in that way when I had asked him to use the phone, because she told me she could reject anybody from using the phone. That's what Kay said. And I was like, whoa, you have a power struggle within your brain. You need psychological help. You don't mistreat a pregnant woman like that that's frightened for her life and also didn't do anything wrong. And you're treating me like I'm guilty instead of realizing that I'm actually innocent. And that's why they didn't come and talk to me, the detectives, because I'm sure that they were probably ashamed. And I hope that they still are. So, because that's all I can tell you is get your act together, because God's coming for you people. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, the universe is going to come and give you that karma tenfold. And I know firsthand, because I haven't even done anything physically wrong to people, but just talking poorly or having a negative energy, and that draws it all back to you. This woman had left. There was a new shift of officers on duty. Officer, I'll think of his name at some point, but he gave me my numbers so that I could call my mom. So it took me like 10 tries to figure out how to use the phone. Plus, they don't sanitize their phone. So it was disgusting having to fucking place that nasty thing next to my ear and having to touch all of that stuff. Plus, they didn't sanitize the chairs that I sat in. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I was freaking out. I was like, this is so, unhygienic. This is horrifying. I'm freaking out. Like, I know that I have OCD and everything, but this is beyond me. This is beyond any type of fucking cruel and unusual punishment. What are they doing to these people? Literally, there were germs all over everything. So when I picked up the phone to try to use it, and I did it about 10 times, I finally got through. And I finally got my mom. Is at first I made the phone call and it went to her voicemail, and I'm thinking, no, she doesn't accept calls from, numbers she doesn't know. So then I guess, I don't remember if it left a voicemail or what, but then she finally answered, and I was like freaking out. And my mom knows. She was probably, and she heard my teeth probably chattering and everything, because I was literally that frightened of all the germs, of all the things that I was seeing, the fact that they didn't give me water. And I was telling you, in transport too, they promised me that they would at least get me something, right? So I asked them at one point at a stop, and I knew that they could hear me, and they ignored me anyway. I asked them, could we at least get a bottle of water for me? Because when they went into the gas station to gas up and everything, after when they were gassing up, they went and got themselves drinks and snacks, but they didn't ask me if I needed anything to drink, which seems kind of crazy, because I was 7 months pregnant at that time, and I'm not guilty. So I explained it to one of the officers. I said, I'm actually not guilty of what they say I'm guilty of. And I explained to him what had happened. And I bet he thought that I was trying to manipulate him. And I thought, you know what? I pray to God for you, because you're crazy. You have no idea the harassment that I've endured during this pregnancy, and to have them reject my request for water, cruel and unusual punishment. I'm traumatized. All of it. The transport, the being detained, having to be shackled on my ankles. They shackled my ankles. That's dangerous for a pregnant woman, to take away her balance like that. So instead of just doing things gently, they've done this to an extreme, because this is a military man, because this is their livelihood we're talking about. This isn't just his livelihood. This is the US government. This is the people that harass and abuse and make these rules and regulations that we have to abide by. Okay? Yet they don't abide by them. Okay? So that they're above the law. And I'm thinking, what? You're not above God's law, right? So whatever you preached about, whatever you lied to the fucking God about, to our God, you're fucked. Because you mistreat people. You got into the humanities. You were supposed to be humane. So if you're working as a police officer, a firefighter, a medic, any of those things, you swore an oath to be in the humanities so that you would serve and protect the innocent. Yet all I've been is incriminated and told that I was the one violating things, when in actuality, I did not. I was mistreated. I was exposed to all kinds of diseases and everything, being put into the jail. They don't care. They do not care about the individual. So regardless of that message that woman left me today, she was like, oh, there's plenty of viewers that love you. There's plenty of people out there that love you, or that care about you, care that you hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt the baby. We say those things, blah, blah, blah. No, that's what you want. You want me to hurt the baby because that's your decision. You decided for this man to fucking fuck me. You decided to, instead of putting him in jail, you put me in jail. So you hurt me, and you made me realize during that incarceration, this last one, especially because I've already been incarcerated numerous times for no fucking goddamn reason, I'm done. You've made me realize how pathetic I am to you, how worthless, how vile I am to the social structure. So regardless of how smart I think I am, when I detach and everything, you see a huge difference. When I was begging my mom over the phone, they have the audio from that. They've got all of it. They've got the video of me having a panic attack in there. All I remember is waking up. I don't know how long it lasted. And I was just so dehydrated. Like, I didn't understand. And then when I asked to use the restroom again, I had to get up and ask the skinny officer, the skinny female officer. I don't mean to call her skinny. I mean, she was beautiful. And she was very nice, so she took me to the restroom. And she was also the one that put the lice pump and stuff in my hair. And I told her, I said, "Are you sure that this is okay for pregnant women?" And so probably it wasn't. So I mean, I'm just saying, like in the long run, they didn't care. They gave you half the amount of supplies to be in there for longer in this facility, because that's how they run the things up there, so that they can make their money for their fancy whatever city. And when all that stuff was like in Garland County, they gave you a bag with all of your things and your belongings, and you got like toothbrush and toothpaste and deodorant and soap and all that. It was free to you. So, but then in this one, they gave you an envelope with another folded envelope with approximately three loose leaf pieces of paper with a tiny little toothbrush and a toothpaste and no deodorant, no comb like the other Garland County did. No, there were just no amenities at all. And they're like, "Well, you're the criminal." Like, no, I'm not. Like, yeah, I'm not. And they give you a roll of toilet paper. And oh my God, the worst part was the fucking disgusting man underwear they gave us. I'm glad they gave us underwear though. I'm not going to lie, but it was disgusting. It was all tattered. It was all shredded up. And I was thinking, what the fuck kind of boys have been in this also? That I could still get contaminants, because there's still possibility that the laundry does not get cleaned properly enough. So viral infections can stay in that or whatever. So I was freaked the fuck out. Then they gave me a bra that was too big. So when I put it on, I had to put a knot in the back of it, because it would to help keep them a little bit, upright. So it was all stretched out and wongle. I don't know what other word that wongle, like loose in that way. And but yeah, I was fucking disgusted. And then the suits they gave the boys, oh my God. They were so old school. I was laughing at one point, but I felt like, oh my God, if I were a man and being degraded like that, no wonder they fucking hate you and they want to murder you when they get out of there, because that was like their livelihood and their manhood, and you stripped them of it. No wonder they want to go and murder you and your family and behind your back. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. No wonder this shit happens in this day and age and in the past, that you're targeted after you target them. So the guys had these like jumpsuits. It was like jumpsuit with like short sleeve, I think. And it went down to a V to like their middle stomach area. And you could just see their bare chest. And I was thinking, oh my God, if my brother had to go through that, I would feel so fucking sorry for him, because unfortunately he had gone through some medications when he was younger, and he's got like extra, say, chest tissue. I don't want to be degrading. I love my brother. I know that two of my brothers have that, where they've got like, you think my boobs are, for a girl. I mean, for a boy, they've got a little bit of like the man boob, And so I would feel so horrible if my brother would have had to wear something like that and have to be exposed in such a manner and have to be violated in that way. Imagine the men that have the man boobs, and then they're targeted while they're in the pod and everything, because they look feminine because of those features. Oh my God. You guys are horrible, and that's inhumane, and that's cruel and unusual. I don't know what the fuck style 80s bullshit that was. Ugh. I felt so sad for them. So, yeah, then by the time that I remember walking very slowly, I don't even remember like getting back to the pod. I just remember being at the pod. And at one point, I do remember telling the girl that I loved her, the officer, and she said, "That's enough of that." And I was like, oh, I didn't feel good. I don't remember how. I just remember I finally sat down in the pod, like, and I used the restroom before going to sleep. And by this time, it was like midnight when they finally got me back there. That's when they expected me to have my fucking phone call, when I wasn't able to access the fucking phone. That's what you do to people. That's how much you fuck with them. And knowing that I'm scared as fuck, knowing that I'm disabled, knowing all this shit. Oh, but you didn't research that, did you? You didn't know I was disabled. You didn't realize that you were actually committing a felony fucking offense by abusing me, which is true. Because this is not about me falsifying any documents, because that is not even in question, because I did not do that shit. The question here is why the US government is trying to hide my story and hide my truths. That's the real question. So when I ended up like back in the pod and everything, and the girls took care of me, and then the meals kept coming in, and I put in requests, I never actually received any like vegan meals in that way. They said that that wasn't an option. And I said, oh, well, that's a violation of my constitutional rights and any type of religious either, too. Because finally, the day before I had left, or yes, the day prior to leaving, I got to see the nurse. And the nurse even told me the only thing we can offer you for pregnancy is a prenatal vitamin. And when the girls get really big, that's when we start sending them out to go get medical treatment. What? I'm sorry, what? My disability insurance covers for me to have certain amounts of checkups and everything, and you're telling me that I missed an appointment that week because I was incarcerated. That's also a violation because you put my baby in danger. I had to miss a fucking appointment because you people placed me in Benton County Jail. So you're the only ones that I see harassing this child. You're the only ones I see that are trying to get this child murdered. They're trying to kill this baby, that are trying to murder the mother in the process of murdering the child as well, because the father was so ashamed of what he had done. And this happens to many girls. They just get snuffed off. They just disappear. But I'm not sure why they tried to do that to me. I don't know why you would try to do that to me. It just makes you look really bad. So, and because I'm a disabled citizen, I'm not sure if they did their research properly in understanding that there are plenty of people out there that would realize I'd gone missing, that would question why I went missing and why I shared with them so much that they're going to have to ask some officers here and there and track down the truth. So I know I've talked to a lot of people. I know that this is not okay. My integrity is not in question. It's the integrity of those that work in the US government. It's that, the work under the state laws and everything, that work for the state. So the state of Arkansas. So the fact that I've been like horribly abused here in this state and violated because they didn't understand psychology yet, or the fact that I was trying to comply as best I could. So even with what had happened and the time that I spent a lot of time texting my mom because she placed like $15 on us to be able to email each other back and forth, which was wonderful. It was way better than like having to pay for phone calls like they did in Garland County. So maybe if they started incorporating a little bit of from each facility, realizing, people do need healthy classes, they need fitness, they need to be taught how to cook and clean and such. That's why over in Sweden they have these facilities. They don't treat their criminals like criminals. They just treat them as, like a halfway situation. That's where it improves them, and then they can be placed back into society and become a part of society again, a contributing member to society. So instead of what happens here in the United States, where people are mistreated and treated like animals, and then the cycle continues. So I'm glad that I at least got that off my chest, because those people that were incarcerated were angels to me at that time too, because they took really good care of me, the women behind the bars, as opposed to the people behind the desks and behind the cameras and behind the keys, that had access to the keys. Although there were plenty of nice officers to me because they knew I was pregnant, but then some of them, that I saw interacting with the other inmates, I didn't appreciate the way that you treated them. You can't treat people like animals and expect that everybody's just going to submit to you and your will, because that's not God's will. God doesn't say that you can mistreat people and bully people and cause them to get hyped to the point of self-harm. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you do it. I know that I'm a target for that because I speak out against what you're doing, and I speak out against what you've done to me, and I speak out against what I've seen and heard. And I don't know, they were an official, they were somebody of power, and I still saw it. I don't care. Oh, you want to kill me? Go for it. You would be doing everyone a favor, believe me, including the fucking my children, because everybody wants to see me dead. Everybody wants to see the taken away from me. You think I give a fuck at this point? No, I already know the worst will come from you people. I already know there is nothing to look forward to, because these last few years I was seeking, praying, hoping that you would find it in your hearts to help me. And what did I get? Raped in the middle of the night, penetrated and violated in my sleep. No fighting back, no nothing. Confusion when I woke up and he was finishing up. Just confusion and sadness. So I thought, after all this abuse, and I thought, this is ridiculous. Like, you're really going to place me into the back where everyone else is? I'm just a common criminal to you people. I haven't even had the opportunity to be innocent. Oh, okay. It's because I talk back to you bitches. Okay. We'll see how this works. We'll see how talking back does to your actual violations, your violations of my body, your violations, your actions, and, the predatory things that you've done, like the officer that was standing and peeking through the fucking stall of me showering when I got arrested here. Violation. Complete violations of my goddamn privacy and my body and all of my rights. And people try to say, well, the documents don't say that. Well, the documents are wrong, aren't they? So maybe do your jobs, maybe grow a pair, maybe grow a brain. Then you'd end up understanding how how to do your goddamn jobs, how to not harass an innocent victim. So, yeah, you people are trash. I call you people the Antichrist, because honestly, whatever the fuck you're doing, demonic. Forcing your will upon others. You're all sick, perverse, mentally ill, in need of psychological help and restraint. You need physical restraint due to your psychological illnesses, because all of the physical restraint you've done toward me. And I was like compliant. I was like, wait a second, I'm just supposed to let these people abuse me and like sexually abuse me? For years. I just had to keep it all in. And you guys knew. That's why you send certain people to interact with me. I'm not stupid. But did I ever just like give in all the time? No, it wasn't like that. So there were times where I did give in just because I was fucking lonely. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't characterize me as a fucking slut, or characterize me as someone that was seeking anything beyond my means, or that I was seeking a fucking husband, or I was seeking a fucking child and then a fucking forced marriage and whatever. Fuck no. Fuck you people for even presuming that. And I knew that my doctor was just asking me those questions because he had to get it out of me for you people. But no, I feel very discouraged. I know I need his signature, and I'll have to send my mother with the paper, and hopefully we can have a phone conversation at the very least when I have my appointments. But I will not show up in your fucking courtroom for you to touch me. I will not. We can have a Zoom conversation and you can tell me I violated my bond. I should come in and turn myself in. You can go ahead and tell me that bullshit. And then we'll go ahead and tell your offspring that shit too when it comes back around tenfold. You think you're going to keep them from getting in trouble? You think you're going to keep your family safe? Not from the true God. Not from what the shit you're fucking doing, bitch. So, but yeah, I'm trying really, really hard to comply. I'm trying really, really hard to make accommodations for you people, more accommodations so that you can understand. And if you touch me, I swear to Christ, I will fucking kill myself. I will not show up in your fucking courtroom. I know that my mother would end up going to jail. Don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't care. I love her very much, and I care if she goes, believe me. But I will not sit in fucking jail anymore. I refuse, and I will kill myself. And then she'll be let out. So what's the problem? She'll have a couple days in fucking jail. I'll fucking kill myself. And then you'll have no fucking anything. You won't have a baby. You won't have me to fucking harass anymore. And then Jason will be off the hook. What's his fucking face? I'm sorry. What? Who is Jason? I don't fucking know. It must be just some dude that fucked me. I don't know. Some random name. I don't know. So, I don't know what's wrong with people. I think it's hilarious that you're trying to incriminate me due to me speaking the truth and clarifying this shit, and you say it's slander. No, I say it's slander. It's not actually in quotations. It is slander what the fuck you're doing to me. You're defiling my character. You're defiling me and my child. So, I'm done. I hope you guys have a blessed fucking day. I hope this is enough time for me because I'm sick and tired of having to deal with this. That's why I hid the comments. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm going to tell and share some of my story about these angels and demons that walk among us. And it's hilarious. I have no idea why in the fuck I'm still fucking here. Why am I still here? Why do you have to fucking force me into the point of wanting to commit suicide for you to recognize what you're doing wrong? That makes sense. Like I was telling you too about some of the incidents I had when I was a child, try to freeze myself to death, all these different times. This is after my initial attempt at 12, taking my mom's pain pills. And I know my mom's got plenty of pain pills here in the house. Do I want to steal from her and do that? Yes. Do I care if she goes without for a little while and then I end up dead in her bathtub? No, not at this point. Because you guys are forcing me into self-harm so that it's a protective measure so that I won't be around you in your physical violence anymore and your detainment and the possibility of sexual abuse. So I am just, what is that? Self-preserving, or it's self-defense by trying to kill myself, because I am not about to let you people turn around and start harassing and abusing me anymore. It will not happen. My mom's got plenty of fucking pills around here, even over-the-counter shit. I know I would fuck my baby up, but I don't care. It's about self-preservation at this point. And if self-preservation means my own death so that I don't have to see or interact with or be traumatized by anything else, I would gladly do it. Gladly. Sacrifice myself in order to appease the public, appease you people, appease the masses, appease those above me, right? Those people that rule the fucking world. And why do I care? My child, myself, we're just taking resources anyway. There's no point in trying to clarify that we're worthwhile, because we're not. And like I said, I just don't care anymore. You don't want to fix this. I sure as fuck am not going to fix this. We'll let God decide. We'll let God decide, like he decided that I was going to get pregnant, and he decided that I wouldn't take the plan B, and he decided that I didn't want to go through with an abortion. So I'm just saying, but I'm not saying, because apparently I can't threaten these things. I can only promise you that would happen if you forced anything upon me anymore. Just promise. That's it. Because at this point, I'm not begging for anyone to change. I'm not begging for anyone to alter their state of fucking reality to appease me. I'm not asking for any of that. I know I'm a burden. I know I'm an issue. I know that everything I've ever done in my entire life has been taken from someone else in some way or another. So that's why I give back, and I give back freely, because at one of these points, I will fucking record it as well. I am not about to be fucked up and to try to have anybody state anything that is not about me, and I will fucking tell my daughter exactly how it is. Your dad's a fucking pervert, goddamn liar, manipulative narcissist. The same thing with this child. If he makes it past my body, my vessel, if he doesn't die as well, then he'll manage. and he'll end up finding out, oh shit, my mother fucking killed herself because my dad's a fucking rapist. Yeah, that makes sense. That's how you want to end this story, on a good note. But like it's just on a positive note, because I don't care either way. I think you guys think that I'm trying to save myself. I'm not. It's the opposite. That's why I made myself a target. It's hilarious. I don't want to live. And the fact that you continue to do this shit, it's even better, because I'm like, oh my God, it's proof that you don't want me to live. It's proof that no one wants me to live. It's proof that I will never get the love that I'm seeking. It's proof that I will never get the fucking family that I'm seeking. So none of this makes any difference to me. None of this matters. This all is a fabrication. This is all obviously a delusion. I keep telling everyone, this must be a fucking joke. This must be a fucking joke, because this cannot be my reality. And I laugh, because that's funny. All I see are demons abusing angels. And I'm sick and tired of just surviving. I'm sick and tired of trying to plead my fucking case when there is no case to fucking plead. What the fuck are you people doing? That's why I used to laugh about it. It's not funny anymore. When you revoked that bond, you just put a death sentence on my child and myself. That's what you did. You didn't just revoke a bond. You made sure to make me understand I don't matter to you. I don't matter to your system. My words have never mattered. The fact that I've been violated and abused don't matter. And you're never going to help me. So that's why I don't care about you. Just the same that you don't care about me. Even Stevens. And then I was talking to my mom earlier today about names, because we were going through our family tree, and my grandfather's middle name was Addison. And I thought, that's a lovely name. What's it mean? And my mother looked it up, and it was something about, I don't know, son of Adam is what it was. And I thought that would be really nice, son of Adam. But I don't care about naming this child. I don't care about any of it. Like, why should I create any more poetry, any more love for something that doesn't exist? This doesn't exist. There's no father to this baby. It does not exist to me. So everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" Yes, it's alive. It moves around a lot. It's always shifting. I have a detachment. There's nothing. It's not the same as my first pregnancy. It's not, or my third technically pregnancy, which actually was a live birth, my daughter. It's not the same. I don't feel the same toward this kid as I would if it would have been in a loving, solid, stable, committed relationship. I did not expect this at all. I had told him, if there's no father, I told him specifically, if there was no father, then there's no mother. And I don't think he really understood. I think he's that incompetent to where he didn't understand half the words I was spewing at him. I think he mostly just thought it was harassment, as he couldn't understand the large words I was using. And I feel sorry for him, because that's really sad. That's really pathetic, and I can't wait for you to live happily ever after with whatever whore you choose, because sure as fuck's not going to be me, like I told you from the beginning.
I know, she's so smart. It makes me so mad the way that she talks about this baby. But the more that I think about it, obviously I'm not glad that this is happening, but I'm glad everyone knows now, and the baby can get the heck away from her immediately. Because could you imagine if no one knew and she had this baby, and he would go through abuse for so long every freaking day? So it's good that she's letting us know how she really feels now, so the baby can be taken away immediately and doesn't have to freaking ever be with her. Oh my gosh, could y'all imagine how pissed off she would be if Jason was the father and Jason did keep him, and Jason had someone who could be a mother figure to this baby? Oh Lord.
And sure as fuck isn't going to be around this child either,
Because the fuck if you're going to be allowed to be around it and I can't be. That's insane. That's completely deranged.
And when people don't see it from my perspective and I have to disclose everything, are you serious? Like, they continually harass me. You think I care about my life? They made sure I knew that my life was worthless, that I had no value, that I was $50 or less. That's the hardships I have to fucking swallow every goddamn day, because there is no reason to continue to pursue this type of justice when the legal system is not just. There are no angels there. They're all demons. They've all turned to their greed and their money and their lustfulness. So there's nothing I have left to say and nothing that I have to contribute to that. They're fucked. In the spiritual realm, in another dimension, all of it. I don't even know how to explain it to people until I get the terms, and I'm like, that makes perfect fucking sense. So I pray everybody has a wonderful week. It's Sunday, July 17th, 2022. And I'm done talking about this shit. Instead of taking a nap like I should have done, I spent time trying to yip yap about what's truly going on in my life. Do I regret it? Fuck no. Have I brushed my teeth in 2-3 days? No. Have I brushed my hair? No. Have I showered? No. Have I washed my clothes today? Yes. These are clean clothes. I have 2 of the same top, so the bitch that was telling me, blah, 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 you wear the same clothes. I don't give a fuck what you think. No one gives a fuck what you think. Your opinion's on my fucking channel. That's why I hide you and delete you. That's why inevitably I'll just delete all the comment feeds. Then I'll kill my fucking self. You won't have any goddamn response aside from, oh shit, this YouTuber killed herself because she was trying to get out her story and they wouldn't let her share it. So, yeah, quit harassing me, please. Like, I asked you nicely the first million goddamn times. You still continued to make me cramp up and have all these issues. You continued to fucking harass me. Fucking phone calls, fucking emails, fucking messages on Messenger, messages on this bitch, messages, whatever. Clearly, I do not give a fuck what you have to say. Clearly, I am avoidant because I know the drama you will fucking cause. Like the bitch that tried to say, he raped me too. And then all of a sudden I get a fucking apology saying, I'm sorry, I didn't think about you and your feelings. Bitch, no one ever does. No one ever fucking does. They push people to the point of fucking suicide. And then they retract their response as if it's just going to make it all better. Fuck no. We're going to always live with that fucking trauma. I'm contracting right now. Yeah, because I know better. I know better than to trust any single human being ever again. Ever again. So, yeah, I don't trust my child. If I had my daughter back in my life, which isn't even a possibility because you have made sure
that I will never get her back. You have made sure to clearly state to everyone.
Hang on. Pinup, I am not 100% sure. LJ may know. Supposedly, if Jason is a father, he will want to have the baby and raise the baby, which if he's a good guy, I hope he does do that. But I will say, I will never understand why he never stepped the fuck up a long time ago. Other than that, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. LJ, I don't know if you know anything about Jason. I don't talk to him. I don't go on anybody else's channel. I don't know anything about him. I am just disappointed that he hasn't stepped up a lot sooner. Oh my gosh. I hope she doesn't read the comments. That is so aggravating. People drive me absolutely crazy. I don't understand why people have to hurt people like that. She's clear. And most importantly, she is pregnant. She is pregnant. She has a baby inside of her. She does not need to hurt herself. Even if she didn't have a baby, she does not need to hurt herself. People are so disgusting. Golly, they're so sick. It's like, this is why, I mean, I'm glad she's on YouTube, so, you know, people can be warned and know about what's going on. And it's like, people want to send her positive things, but then there's always these freaking assholes in her chat. Like, how can you tell someone to off their self? Who is TT? Yeah, I think she's been having Braxton Hicks. I mean, you would think he would just be like, she's crazy. I think this is my baby. I mean, he could get it tested while she's pregnant. I don't know. I guess mama bear mode. I don't know who that is.
That coffee and crochet lady in your comments is called the police. Please do. Please. If they show up and I can drink that fucking liquid, the sooner the better. Please. If they show up at the door knocking,
if they bust in, I will literally attempt to fucking kill myself. So please send them my way.
Oh my gosh.
So,
because I would much rather be fucking dead than to listen to your bullshit anymore. I would much rather be fucking dead than to receive your shit-ass fucking comments about me threatening my life and threatening my baby's life. And in actuality, it was never me. It was you people. It was the officials. It was the officers. It was everybody else. Because I sure as fuck am just fine when I'm in my own fucking state of being. When I have my art, when I'm dancing, when I'm singing, when I'm working out. I haven't been able to work out in a month now or so. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's you people. And you people keeping me from the things that I love is what's actually causing me to want to kill myself. And that's where these threats come in. They're not threats, bitch. They're promises. I will kill myself and this child if you come near me. So, but yeah. And I believe that nobody's understanding of it because they've never gone through it. They've never had the abuse from their father. They've never had the abuse of their brother. They've never had the abuse of their mother, even in that way, that rejection, that neglect. Yet everyone presumes that they're not in the wrong. Everyone presumes that they're not the ones that did it. That's the way that I'm sorry, what? I followed your rules. I'm sorry, what? I was so kind. I was so polite. I thought that I was your friend. I thought that I was your family. I thought that I was your lover. I thought that I was... No, none of it. And now I realize I was never worth it to anyone. Not a single goddamn person on this earth would miss me, truly miss me, if I were gone. And that's okay, because I would much rather be hated and despised than loved. Because what is love? There's no such thing. There's no such thing in this world. There's no such thing. I have never come in contact with true fucking love aside from the unconditional love that I offered to my daughter. And she was still ripped away. So I knew that wasn't love. That was the devil. That was the devil making me think that that existed. Making me believe that that was real. When in actuality, all the efforts I made in breastfeeding, all the efforts I made in the organic diet, all the efforts I made in cleaning up after her and making sure she was sanitary, making sure all of the things that she had were nice and well kept, that was just an illusion created by the devil to make me make me believe that there was something called love. So now I just watch my romantic comedies. I'm going to keep myself as comfortable as possible until you come for me. And when you do, I will try to kill myself. This isn't a threat. This is a promise. You've forced me to promise you that because of the fact that you keep harassing. You act like I'm not going to do it. I surely fucking am. Which is funny because that's what you want to see. You want to push me to the brink of side. You want to push me to the brink of where I can never speak about this again. And I don't mind. I don't mind offering my blood to that, to prove to you and your fellow citizens of the United States that this is how they treat people. This is how they treat pregnant women. This is how they treat disabled people. This is how they treat humans. This is how they treat women in general, and half breeds. This is how you mistreat us. You persecute us. You discriminate against us. You cause us to harm ourselves because you can't handle it. You can't handle that we're different. You can't handle any of that. So that's why you abuse us and bully us, because you can't accept our flaws. You can't accept our differences. Not flaws. You have plenty of your own. But yeah, that's why people are like, oh my God, I've got to notify her. No, you don't. I can feel them coming. Why do you think that I make these videos? So I can call them out. So I can push us both to that point, to this gunfight. Let's do it. Let's do this standoff. Let's see what you got, buddy. Because it sure as fuck is gonna be a man, I bet. I'm sure that they're gonna send a fucking man at first, and that's the first fucking thing I'll see. Bet. And that's the first fucking thing that's gonna trip me the fuck off, trigger me, and I'm going to commit suicide right in front of them, and they're gonna be like, oh my God, send for an ambulance. No, bitch, you didn't care from the fucking get-go, so you're just playing a fucking role, acting like you fucking care. Oh, we tried to help her, blah, blah, blah. She just didn't want to, didn't want to get in trouble. Bitch, I shouldn't have been in trouble in the first place. So get over yourselves. Get over your fucking selves. I can't wait for your daughters to go through this shit. I can't wait for your sons to go through this shit. I can't wait for all of you to get fucked. So, yeah. I hope everybody has a blessed week. Today is July 17th, 2022. I'm getting the fuck off here because I'm tired and I want to go smoke and I want to drink some water and chill the fuck out and take a nap before my mom gets home. And then I can talk to her about this shit, because everybody's like always bitching. Why? Leticia, quit. You better be quiet. They've always told me that. What are you talking about? I don't know how to do that. I will spit in your fucking face with the truth. I'll spit the fucking truth in your face. No. See, you can't incriminate me due to my words. You have to incriminate me due to my actions. And I also never violated that fucking restraining order because I never contacted that piece of shit. I only disclosed what I found on public record, and it's not my fault that he placed that out there. It's not my fault that you didn't stop me from doing it. You could have kept me from the site like you normally do with all my other shit, right? Keep me from doing certain things, keep me from going on dating apps, keep me from, socializing with certain people. You think I don't know? Why do you think I am so questioning of what the fucking reality really is around me? Because I don't trust any of you. You're not trying to help me. You are not trying to fucking help me. You are hurting me and this child. All the contractions, and if all of a sudden this baby comes out and, oh, it's not breathing, I'm sorry, I couldn't go to the hospital. I couldn't go to the hospital because they were threatening to put me in fucking jail. But I'm going to kill myself after I give birth anyway. It doesn't matter. That's already my fucking plan. So it doesn't fucking matter to me. This child won't need me. My other child doesn't need me. Everybody's clarified that. So I'll just go with that. You devils rule the world, and I'll just die as my pretty little angel self. Because I sure as fuck am not going to be classified as a fucking demon, because there's going to be plenty of people that stand up about my character and state, yeah, she was just at a point, she broke, her mental illness got to her because of these people, because they tried to fucking claim that she was the criminal. There's going to be a lot of crying people. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be scarred from this event. And I'm actually really positive about it, because I'm like, thank God people will finally listen. When they see a corpse, that's when they finally listen, generally. But my corpse, that's questionable, because they hate me, because they wanted me dead for many months and years. So, and they don't care about this child either, because if they cared, they wouldn't have locked me up in the first place. They would have had somebody to talk to me, but they would rather have me confined and remove food from me, proper food and proper water and all of it. So You thought I was worse off in my car?
No. I'm worse off in the confines of your reality. I'm worse in the hands of your judicial.
Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Like, I'm going through all the emotions. It's like I'm feeling bad. It's like, no, Leticia, like, we do not want that. Don't listen to those people. Get help. And then whenever she starts talking about other people's kids or her baby, then I'm pissed at her. And I'm like, she's a fucking bitch. And then whenever she said that they're not going to care until there's a corpse, I kind of fucking agree at this point. Cynthia, you're right. She's begging for help. And I'm getting really fucking frustrated. And I'm feeling like nobody cares about her or the baby myself. Because what else does someone have to do or say for y'all to fucking step in? And she's repeatedly saying, if anyone comes, I don't even, like, I'm getting very frustrated. I think it's almost over. I really hope and pray her mom's able to keep her calm and okay. This is so ridiculous. I don't want her hurt. I want her to get help, and I want the baby to get help and be safe. This is ridiculous. Arkansas fucking sucks. Sorry if anyone's from Arkansas. But honestly, I think everywhere sucks around. I think everything, the government just fucking sucks. The system has failed her.
Judicial systems. That's where I'm worse off. Because you sending me to pediatric hospitals for this shit when it's clearly not my fault. It's clearly not my fault that these abusers keep continuing to harass me. And it's clearly not my fault that these abusers didn't get away with the fucking, or they got away with the crimes they committed toward me. And yet I was the one told that I was a criminal. Right. I'll pray about that for you. I'll pray about it for you. And so will my baby. Yep, there it is. Disgusting, isn't it? I know. People are like, you're so pretty. Pretty enough to suck dick. That's it. Apparently, pretty enough to be worth $50. That's it.
Otherwise, nothing else good. Absolutely nothing. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. 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 If he weren't in the house, I think I would have gone crazy by now. But he makes for a really good, like, discussion piece and, like, helps to calm people down because he's a good companion pet. He's like, oh my god. He looks like he's being squished, but really he's not. I'm not squeezing him hard at all. His little eyeballs. Oh my god, he's so cute. And I love you. Look at little kitty. Look at I'm a kitty. I'm a kitty. I'm a kitty. Good kitty. I love you, kitty. Look at his cute little belly. Look at how cute he is. I love you, kitty.
Oh my gosh, I know. If you put the cat down, the poor cat, he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I'm wondering, this has to be almost done. There's no way she's still alive. That's another reason why, I think it was Cynthia. Was it you? I sent that lady a couple of clips and we were talking back and forth. But then whenever I asked her, I said, will she be checked on soon or do they have to wait? She did not write me back. So that's another reason why I'm kind of aggravated. Hopefully she didn't write me back because confidential reasons. But this is why I'm getting aggravated, is because y'all have so much proof. I know, Cynthia, we got this. It's almost over. It's almost over. I promise it's almost over. I'm sorry.
We'll snuggle in a minute.
Ew, no, don't.
Yeah. So, fuck you,
fuck you,
people.
people.
I hope you
I
fucking
hope
burn
you
in
fucking
hell.
burn in hell.
And also,
And also
today's July
today's July
17,
17,
2022,
2022.
Leticia Collins Servin. Come at me, bro. Fucking come at me.
Come
Because
at
you're
me,
all
bro.
stupid and incompetent. Tripping over each other's dicks. Yeah, that's usually what happens with you fools.
Oh my gosh.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Okay, she's done. Whew. Okay. I was going to try to do a couple of her videos this evening, and then I saw that she was going live, so of course I had to jump on that. Golly, this stresses me out. I am getting, like, my stomach hurts. This is so stressful. It's like I feel so bad for her, but I'm also so fucking mad at her. I'm mad at the state. I'm mad at the government. I'm really fucking mad. And I'm scared. Yeah, there's a couple, like there's like 2 or 3. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a few of them I might go over tonight if I get bored. I hope she's working on it. I mean, I literally sent her 2 clips, and they were both pretty much saying how she was going to off herself. She was going to drink whatever. It was in the bathroom. Yep. All right. I'm going to go off here. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I got to do the same. I need to feed the kids, chill out, wake up early again tomorrow. Yes, let's all say a prayer for the baby and her, honestly. Everybody. Pray everyone is watching her and will intervene and will not be too late. Just pray for the wisdom, I guess, and peace. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being on. I'm so happy y'all were able to get on. I'm going to go feed my babies as well. I might do another video tonight. If she goes live, I'll go live, but she probably won't. I hope they do go, but I don't know. I guess we'll see if she posts another video soon. All right. I'm sure I'll be back on later. Y'all have a good night.